Hello, and thank you for joining me in my little corner of YouTube and the internet. So today we're going to be having our little first impressions review discussion for Ian Fleming's Moonraker. So again, got the front and the back, and then on the inside, and so again, as you will hear a lot, I preferred overall the book version of Moonraker. But in this one's case, I can completely understand someone preferring the movie version more, because it depends on what you want as an experience. So the movie version, of course, is basically Star Wars, James Bond, Star Wars. Bond goes into space, and it's very much over the top, wild action. Whereas the actual book version, it's about stopping, if I remember correctly, because this one so far is the one I've forgotten the most from my one-time reading, and I believe he is stopping a rocket called the Moonraker from being fired. And I believe the sort of story is the person who's firing the rocket has led the British government to believe that it's just a test flight where they're going to shoot it into the ocean, and then go from there, creating this great rocket for Britain for some reason. I can't remember why they're doing it, but I can't remember if they're firing it at Britain itself to destroy London, I think it is, or to destroy something else to give Britain a load of shit from other people. But I'm sure they're trying to destroy London. So it's a much more down to earth, much more grounded story. Some of the scenes I recall that I really enjoyed about this book is the fact that Bond is a lot more sort of reserved in what he's doing for this one. He's been hired to go to the location of the Moonraker to make sure everything is above board. So he's just going around the facility. He's talking to the people. He's trying to figure out if there's a mole. He's trying to figure out if there's anything amiss, and it's a lot more I guess kind of espionage, but more like a sleuth. I guess he's just trying to collect information. He's trying to piece it all together, and there's like a few oddities there where all of the workers, I believe they got short hair and mustaches. I think it is. They've all got like a very uniformed appearance for their facial hair and the hair on their head, and it's all part of the mastermind's plan. Who actually I can't remember who the mastermind for this story is. I can't remember his name. I think it might be the villain. No, it's not even going to come to me. What is it? Krebs? But either way, there's like one of the scenes that I remember liking from this one is later on in the book where Bond is sort of trying to stop the Moonraker, and he gets kind of caught out slightly, I believe, and then he's having to hide in the sort of these shafts, and then they're firing at him from up there, but they don't know he's there, so he's kind of in this horrible position where they're heating it up because of the rocket and stuff, so he could melt, could burn to death up there, or he could just get shot, and his only option is to just wait it out and hope for the best. The score I gave this book is an 8 out of 10, which now, trying to think back on it, maybe would have to be lowered to a 7 or a 7.5 because of how little this book has stuck with me since I read it, probably in like April or May or something. Like I said, there's a load of it which is not coming back to me, or I can't remember definitively. Oh, it's Drax. Drax is the villain. I think this does actually have another casino scene that I enjoyed. Or that might have been Live and Let Die that has the second time where Bond goes to... oh no, Dinner at Blades. Yeah, so it does. So Bond goes to... what's it called? Goes to Blades with M. And it's a really cool scene again with the gambling, with the drinking and the smoking, which I got a very... high enjoyment living through it, like vicariously through Bond. So I enjoy that element of it where it's something that I don't do any of these things really. I'll drink a little bit, but I don't gamble and I don't smoke. So when you're reading someone else doing it, I myself at least, got a certain enjoyment out of experiencing something I don't, or that I choose not to do. So I really like it when Bond goes into those sort of situations. If I remember correctly, in this one, uh, M thinks there's something off about this guy, despite the fact he's like a war hero, I believe, and beloved by Britain. I'm sure that's what it is. He's starting to come back to me a little bit now. And then Bond has to polish up on his cheating for cards, and he figures out that Drax is in fact cheating. And if he's cheating in cards, what else is he cheating at? And then they find out later that he's like a German spy, I believe. All of the people working on the Moonraker are also all like former Nazis. That's why they all got mustache and shaved head, just because they all look so basic, I think it is, that no one really pays attention to them. But one of the earlier scenes that sort of draws attention to this is one of the workers, I believe, went insane or went a bit mad, killed someone, shouted Heil Hitler, and got killed or shot himself or something. There's some crazy scene where a guy, like, you know, says some Nazi related thing before killing himself or before getting killed or imprisoned after killing someone. But yeah, so it's got some good parts in it. Like, you know, I'm starting to remember it a bit more. Maybe the 8 will and should stick, because I do like the blade scene. I think I always enjoy when they do that part in the book or in the books. I did like the fact that Bond was a lot more low key in this one, and not just, you know, bombastic man with a gun. A lot more just actual spy. So I think that's a great thing. If you like that side of Bond more so than the running and gunning, you'll appreciate that in this book. And as I say, compared to the movie, it's very different from the actual Moonraker movie. Much more down to earth. I think this one is it where he's in Dover, where they there's a scene with like the White Cliffs of Dover, and Bond nearly gets killed when half of like the white chalk or the white stone of Dover fall on him and nearly kills him. Let me quickly check the chapters. Maybe they'll mention something here. No, there's nothing here that states that he's at Dover, but this might be the one. But yeah, so yeah, good book. Not quite as good as the first 2 Bond stories, but still really enjoyable. Solid 8 out of 10, maybe a 7.5, due to just a load of its content not sticking with me as well as the other ones did. Let me know what you think about the book in the comments. Let me know if you are considering reading it. And also let me know if you think in the future I should remind myself and brush up a lot more on these books, or if I should keep it very much as a like a very true first impressions review sort of discussion for the stories, because I'm not sure. I feel like it keeps it more authentic if I don't remind myself everything that happened in the story. But then you might also enjoy the fact that I can remember a lot more, or you might enjoy it more if I can remind myself and talk about a load of the stuff that actually happens in the story rather than what I can remember. But yeah, let me know. Take care and have a great day. Bye now.